April 15, 1945. 9th Army Headquarters, Hanover, Germany. General William Simpson sits at his desk reviewing evening intelligence reports. The war is winding down. Soviet forces are advancing from the east. Allied units push deeper into central Germany. The Nazi regime is collapsing. A staff officer enters holding a decoded message. His expression is troubled. "Sir, we've received urgent communication from our reconnaissance corps." "What's the situation?" Simpson asks, not looking up. "Sir, it concerns their position." Simpson glances up. Something about the officer's tone indicates this isn't a routine report. "And where exactly are they?" "Sir, their latest report places forward elements at Dessau." Simpson sets down his pen deliberately. "Dessau, that's 120 miles ahead of our main force." "When did they reach it?" "The message arrived 2 hours ago, sir." Simpson walks to the tactical map displaying all unit positions. His finger traces the main army's current location near Magdeburg, then moves east toward Dessau. 120 miles. In 2 days, how is that possible? "The message indicates continuous movement, sir. No major engagements, just rapid advancement through German territory." Simpson studies the map with growing concern. If our reconnaissance corps is at Dessau, they're dangerously isolated. Their supply lines must be stretched paper-thin, and we've lost contact with them periodically. "Contact General Hicks immediately," Simpson commands. "I want to know his exact status." The officer hesitates. "There's additional information, sir. Additional information. The Reconnaissance Corps commander, Colonel Hicks, is personally leading elements even further east, conducting what they term forward movement assessment." Simpson leans back in his chair slowly. "Our commanding officer is operating 120 miles ahead of our main army. Alone. Essentially, sir. Minimal escort." Simpson picks up the telephone. "Get me Corps headquarters now, and contact Supreme Commander Eisenhower's staff. He needs to know this immediately." 20 minutes later, when Simpson finally reaches Hicks and demands an explanation for his unauthorized advance 120 miles beyond the main army, Hicks's response will be characteristically aggressive and will cause Simpson to utter 4 words that perfectly capture frustration and grudging respect. This is the story of how one aggressive American commander's rapid advance across central Germany nearly caused a diplomatic crisis with Soviet forces, and kept his own superior constantly asking, "Where exactly is he?" April 10 to 11, 1945. American forces breach the German defensive lines north of Magdeburg. The Germans, weakened and demoralized, offer minimal resistance. Hicks sees opportunity. Most commanders would consolidate, regroup, establish proper supply lines. Hicks does something different. He pushes forward. Simpson receives the first report. "George, your forces have broken through near Magdeburg. Excellent work. Now establish a secure perimeter and await reinforcements." "Establish a perimeter." Hicks sounds incredulous. "Why would I do that? We've shattered their defensive line. The Germans are retreating in disorder. Waiting accomplishes nothing." "George, doctrine requires consolidation after a breakthrough." "Doctrine also predicted we'd be stopped at the Rhine." Simpson replies, "I crossed it. Look, the Germans are disorganized right now. If I maintain pressure, they'll collapse faster. If I pause, they regroup. It's that simple. Where exactly are you planning to advance?" "Toward Dresden initially, then wherever resistance is weakest." "How fast?" "As fast as the terrain and weather allow." Simpson frowns. "Faster than supply lines can support." Simpson asks carefully, "My logistics people say we can manage barely, but we'll manage." The connection crackles. Simpson hears Hicks's engine running in the background. Before Simpson can respond, the line goes dead. Section 2. April 12th to 13th, the rapid advance begins. April 12, 1945. Simpson's scouts report that American forces are advancing at unprecedented speed. 30 miles in 24 hours. Vehicles break down. Soldiers drive through exhaustion. Supply trucks struggle to keep pace. Yet the advance continues. April 13th. Dresden falls after minimal fighting. The Germans don't defend it, they're too busy retreating. Hicks doesn't pause to celebrate. His units are already moving east beyond the city. Simpson receives position reports marked on his map with increasing alarm. "They're advancing far too quickly," he tells his operations chief. Overextension means vulnerability. Sir, should we issue orders to reduce pace? Simpson considers this. He's ordered Hicks to slow down before. It never worked. No, tell intelligence to maintain constant tracking of our forward elements. I want updated positions every 2 hours. Understood, sir. It seems reasonable. It proves impossible. Section 3. April 14th, the first Ware report. April 14th, 1945. Simpson receives the position report. Forward reconnaissance elements have passed through Dresden and are now approaching Torgau. He immediately calls Hicks. It takes 15 minutes to reach him. Communications are degraded by the rapid advance. George, you're at Torgau, that's correct. You were in Dresden 12 hours ago. That's 70 miles, sir. The voice comes back. 73 actually. I checked the odometer. George, no unit can advance 70 miles in a single day while maintaining combat effectiveness. We just did, Hicks interrupts. The Germans aren't fighting, sir. They're evacuating. Every hour we delay is an hour they use to establish new positions. We keep moving. Your supply situation. Barely holding, sir, but it's holding. Mr. Simpson, I know you're concerned about overextension, but the German army is dissolving. One more sustained push and they'll surrender completely. Where do you intend to go next? Toward the Soviet positions. We'll link with their forces somewhere near the Polish border. George, you absolutely cannot advance towards Soviet territory without specific authorization from Eisenhower. Then don't authorize it, Hicks replies with a hint of humor. Just don't order me to stop. I'll interpret silence as permission. The line goes dead. Simpson stares at the receiver. That man will cause an international incident before this war ends. Section 4. April 15th to 16th, losing track. April 15th, 1945. Simpson's intelligence section attempts tracking forward elements. Updated position reports arrive sporadically, often 6 to 10 hours late. By the time Simpson marks new positions on the map, Hicks has already advanced further. Sir, reconnaissance reports they've taken Belgershane and aid reports. Simpson marks it on the map. When? The message is dated yesterday evening, sir. So probably 20 hours ago. They're likely 50 miles beyond it now. Simpson mutters, request more frequent position updates. We can request, sir. Doesn't mean Colonel Hicks will provide them. He's too occupied advancing to file paperwork. April 16th. Another report arrives, forward elements near Riesa. Simpson studies the map. Riesa is 85 miles from Dresden in less than 36 hours. That's approximately 45 miles daily, his operations chief calculates. That's faster than our planned invasion rate. I'm aware, Simpson says quietly, and he's not stopping. Section 5. April 17th, Eisenhower's concern. April 17th, 1945. Eisenhower personally telephones Simpson. Bill, where exactly is your reconnaissance corps? A question I ask myself hourly, sir. Their last position report puts them near Riesa, but that was 8 hours ago. They could be anywhere within a 40-mile radius by now. You've lost track of your own forces, sir. They're advancing faster than intelligence can process reports. Position updates arrive obsolete. Eisenhower is silent for a long moment. Bill, I need current locations. The Russians have agreed boundaries with us. If your people advance too far, they could encounter Soviet forces unexpectedly. I'll contact Corps headquarters immediately for updated positions. Do that, and Bill, tell Hicks to slow down. I'll relay that message, sir. Whether he heeds it remains uncertain. Simpson calls Corps headquarters. He reaches Hicks's chief of staff. Williams, where is Colonel Hicks? Elements are near Riesa. Other units are pushing toward the Elbe. Some units are consolidating defensive positions to the south. Simpson marks these on his map. They form a triangle spanning 60 miles. And where is the colonel himself? That's unclear at present, sir. Unclear. You don't know your commanding officer's location. Colonel Hicks is conducting forward reconnaissance operations. He does that frequently. He'll report in when he feels ready. Simpson rubs his temples. When did you last have contact? Early this morning, sir. He was approaching the Elbe River. That was 7 hours ago. Yes, sir. So he could be anywhere. Essentially correct, sir. After disconnecting, Simpson's operations chief asks, should we be worried? Continuously, Simpson replies. Always be worried with George. April 18, 1945. Word arrives. American forces have made contact with Soviet units near the Elbe River. They've achieved the historic first link-up between American and Soviet forces, the moment where the two great armies meet. Torgau, the location, becomes legendary. When Simpson receives the report, he immediately contacts Eisenhower. "Sir, our forward elements have reached the Elbe." "Already? I thought they were at Riesa yesterday." They were. They covered 80 miles in 36 hours. Eisenhower's voice carries genuine surprise. "Bill, that's extraordinary. No army should sustain that pace. Apparently ours can. Sir, I believe Colonel Hicks is attempting to advance faster than Soviet forces can move. He can't do that. We have agreed boundaries, sir. I don't believe George respects boundaries. He respects only forward momentum. Then order him to stop advancing." "Sir, each time I order George to stop, he discovers creative interpretations of my orders. He'll claim he's establishing forward observation posts or conducting Soviet liaison operations, technically compliant while advancing further." Eisenhower actually laughs. "He's thoroughly ungovernable, yes, sir. But he's also winning faster than anticipated." "Fine. Allow him to continue, but Bill, maintain constant surveillance. If he causes a Soviet incident, it could derail everything." "I'm attempting to track him, sir, but George moves faster than my intelligence division." Section 7, April 19th, the Soviet meeting. April 19th, 1945. Simpson receives an extraordinary report. Colonel Hicks has personally driven to Soviet headquarters. He's meeting with Soviet commanders to coordinate boundaries and logistics. Simpson sits in stunned silence. "He called Corps headquarters first," his aide explains. "Said he was handling bilateral discussions. Then he apparently commandeered a jeep and drove directly to Russian positions." Simpson puts his head in his hands. "Did anyone try stopping him? We didn't know until after he'd left, sir." Section 8, April 20th to 25th, the Czechoslovakian question. April 20th, 1945. Intelligence reports American units approaching Czech territories. Simpson immediately phones Eisenhower. "Sir, our forces are approaching Czechoslovakia. They can't enter without authorization. We need Soviet approval first. By the time orders reach them, they'll already be inside, sir. Communications can't keep pace with his advance. Then find Hicks and stop him personally." "Sir, finding Colonel Hicks has proven impossible. He's not at headquarters. He's not at forward command posts. He's not answering routine radio calls. When finally located, he's already moved again. An MP patrol finds him conducting reconnaissance operations 70 miles northeast of his supposed location. By the time the patrol arrives, he's gone. After 6 hours searching, Simpson admits to his operations chief, "I'm pursuing a phantom." April 25th brings another complication. Forward American elements reach Pilsen, Czechoslovakia, with no authorization and no clear orders. They're operating semi-independently because coordination would constrain their advance. Simpson tries locating Hicks. Again, Hicks is unreachable, apparently conducting some sort of forward assessment operation near the Czech border. April 30th, 1945. Hicks finally returns to Corps headquarters. Simpson has been waiting, standing, angry. "George, sit down." Eisenhower is on the secure telephone. Hicks picks up. "This is Colonel Hicks." "George." Eisenhower's voice is controlled but clearly irritated. "Do you understand where you are?" "Torgau, sir. Currently, I'm referring to your movements over the past 2 weeks. I've advanced, sir, following Soviet forces, capturing strategic positions. The objective is winning the war." "The objective is winning while maintaining Allied coordination," Eisenhower snaps. "You cannot race across Germany without informing command of your location." "Why not, sir?" Hicks asks genuinely. "The Germans aren't stopping me. I'm advancing faster than they can respond. If I slow for coordination, they establish new defenses. George, you're 120 miles ahead of main forces, flanks completely exposed. A coordinated German counterattack could cut you off." "The Germans aren't counterattacking," Hicks replies calmly. "They're collapsing. Sir, I've operated in 3 wars. I recognize beaten armies. The German military is finished. This isn't a time for caution, it's time for relentless pressure." Eisenhower takes a measured breath. George, I'm not ordering retreat. I'm ordering consistent position reports every 6 hours. Understood. I'll attempt to comply, sir. Attempt. That's not definitive. It's the most certainty you'll receive, sir. If I halt every 6 hours for reporting, I'm not advancing. Command can have coordination or momentum, not both. Eisenhower hangs up without responding. Hicks returns the phone to Simpson. He's furious. Obviously. Simpson replies sardonically. George, you've advanced 130 miles in 3 weeks. You're operating independently because coordination would slow you down. You're entering foreign territories without authorization. You've given me more stress in 14 days than the entire preceding war. Hicks smiles. But we're winning, sir. That's why Eisenhower hasn't relieved me. Then I'll keep winning, Hicks says. As long as I'm winning, I maintain freedom of action. He's not entirely wrong. Section 10. May 4th, the liberation. May 4th, 1945. American units operating ahead of main forces discover a concentration camp outside Plauen. When Hicks visits, personally inspecting the horrors, something fundamentally shifts in him. He calls Simpson that evening. His voice is different, harder, colder. Sir, I found something today, something that changes everything. What? A concentration camp. Plauen, sir, you need to witness this personally. Everyone needs to see it because this explains why speed matters. Simpson hears something rare, genuine emotion without bombast. George, I'll arrange a visit, but what's the relevance? Everything, Hicks says quietly. I've driven Third Corps hard. Too hard, some argue, but sir, if we'd advanced faster initially, we could have liberated this camp weeks ago. Thousands of people would still be alive. George, you cannot carry that responsibility. I'm not accepting blame, Hicks interrupts. I'm explaining why I won't slow down. Every day we consolidate. Every day we prioritize logistics. People die, not merely soldiers. Innocent people imprisoned in camps like this. So you'll keep racing forward until wars end or until you're stopped. Hicks confirms, sir, I understand I'm difficult. I know I resist coordination. I know I cause you sleepless nights. But I'm maintaining pressure because that's how war ends. Not through perfect planning. Through relentless advance until Germany surrenders completely. After disconnecting, Simpson sits silently. Finally, stop trying to slow Hicks down. Simply track where he is and pray he doesn't trigger war with the Soviets. Section 11, May 5th to 7th, the final offensive. May 5th to 7th, 1945. American forces continue advancing into Bohemia toward Austria, pushing against German positions crumbling everywhere. Position reports continue arriving late. Sir, reconnaissance has entered Austrian territory. He's where? Austria, sir. Yesterday morning, apparently. Sir, elements have advanced toward Prague. He's where? Czech territory, sir. Sir, Hicks is requesting authorization to liberate Prague. Sir, American forces have made contact with Soviet forces again. He's where? Coordinating operations with Soviet commanders, sir. Conducting what he terms forward liaison activities. Simpson's operations chief begins keeping tally. Times General Simpson has asked where exactly is he? This month, 21. And counting. Section 12. May 8, 1945, victory in Europe. May 8, 1945. Germany officially surrenders. Hicks is somewhere in Czech territory, having advanced 170 miles from starting positions in 2 weeks. Simpson calls to congratulate him. George, we've won. Germany has surrendered. For now, Hicks responds ominously. What exactly do you mean? The Germans are defeated, but the Soviets are our next adversary. Sir, you should witness Soviet behavior here in Czech territory. They're not liberating, they're occupying. This war merely transitions. George, the war is finished. Isn't that sufficient? Hicks challenges. Sir, we had opportunities for Prague. We had chances for Berlin, but political decisions prevented it. Those choices will haunt us. Simpson doesn't entirely disagree, yet there's nothing we can change now. George, where are you currently? Pilsen region, Western Czech territory, meeting with Czech resistance members. You're still 120 miles from headquarters. I prefer it here, Hicks says. Closer to genuine action. The action has concluded, George. For now, Hicks repeats. American forces advance 170 miles across central Germany in 4 weeks. They move so fast that command cannot track them accurately. Position reports arrive hours late, already obsolete. Communications cannot sustain the pace. Supply lines approach breaking points, yet they succeed decisively with lower casualties than anticipated. Where exactly is he? Becomes Simpson's constant question. Hicks appears in unexpected locations. He advances faster than anyone predicted. He operates independently because coordination would restrict momentum. It's chaotic. It violates every military command principle. It contradicts established doctrine. And it functions because Hicks understands something vital. In final enemy collapse, speed exceeds coordination. Momentum surpasses perfect logistics. Relentless pressure achieves victory faster than cautious planning. Where exactly is he? 4 words encapsulating Simpson's experience commanding an aggressive subordinate during war's conclusion. Hicks was perpetually somewhere unexpected, advancing faster than authorized, achieving objectives prematurely. Simpson spent 6 weeks pursuing Hicks's movements unsuccessfully because Hicks moved faster than intelligence could follow. "You'll give me a heart attack," Simpson told him repeatedly. "But we're winning," Hicks always answered. And they were. American forces under aggressive leadership achieved one of military history's fastest advances, not because coordination was perfect, not because doctrine was followed, not because it was tactically safe, but because one officer refused slowing down, rejected consolidation, and rejected waiting for ideal conditions. He simply advanced daily, hourly, until Germany collapsed completely. Where exactly is he? 4 words defining the final months of the European campaign. Because with Hicks the answer was always similar, somewhere unauthorized, doing something unexpected, achieving something impossible.